What if the ugliest animal on Earth turned out to be the key to human immortality? Scientists at the University of Rochester just transferred a single gene from this animal into mice. The mice lived longer, developed 34% fewer cancers, and stayed healthier into old age. Their next target is humans, and the drug they are already testing could be taken like a pill. No gene editing required. I am going to break down exactly what they did, what the science says, and what it means for you. All backed by peer-reviewed research published in Nature, one of the most prestigious scientific journals on Earth. Stay with me, because in a few minutes I am going to tell you about the specific molecule your body already makes that this animal has 10 times more of, and how scientists are already working on a way to give you the same advantage. Before we get into the science, you need to meet the animal at the center of this story. The naked mole rat. With its wrinkled, hairless body, enormous buck teeth, and underground existence, it is genuinely one of the least attractive creatures on Earth. But its biology has left the scientific community speechless for decades. Naked mole rats can live up to 41 years, nearly 10 times longer than similarly sized rodents. A mouse lives 2 to 3 years. A naked mole rat lives 4 decades. But here is the number that stops every scientist in their tracks. A 35-year-old naked mole rat has the exact same annual odds of dying as its 2-year-old offspring. Its risk of death does not increase with age at all in any other mammal on Earth. That has never been documented. And the most remarkable fact of all, this species essentially never develops cancer in the wild. Not rarely. Essentially never. Researchers have housed thousands of these animals in laboratories. Tumors, the leading cause of death in mice, rats, and most other mammals, are virtually absent. For decades, scientists asked one question: why? And more importantly, can we copy it? The answer lies in a substance called high molecular weight hyaluronic acid, or HMW-HA. All mammals produce hyaluronic acid. You produce it right now. It sits between cells throughout your body, lubricates your joints, and holds water in your tissue. But the naked mole rat version is fundamentally different. It is larger, more abundant, and far more potent. Compared to mice and humans, naked mole rats have about 10 times more HMW-HA in their bodies. Researchers at the University of Rochester introduced the naked mole rat version of the gene responsible for producing HMW-HA into mice. All mammals have this gene, but the naked mole rat version is enhanced, driving far stronger expression. What happened next was published in Nature, and it changed the conversation about aging forever. The results were extraordinary. Mice with the naked mole rat gene showed a 4.4% increase in median lifespan, a 12.2% increase in maximum lifespan, and a 34% reduction in cancer incidence compared to ordinary mice. They had less inflammation throughout their bodies as they aged, healthier guts, stronger resistance to tumors. In human terms, if you apply a 4.4% increase to the average global life expectancy of 73 years, that is an extra 3 years of healthy life from one single gene. Professor Vera Gorbunova, the lead researcher, said directly, "Our study provides proof of principle that unique longevity mechanisms that evolved in long-lived mammalian species can be exported to improve the lifespans of other mammals like us. But here is where it gets personal, because the next step does not require anyone to have their genome edited. Scientists are already testing a drug candidate that mimics this effect, and it could be taken like any other medication. Here is what we know. Here is the biology. In plain language, as your cells age, they can become damaged. When that happens, they are supposed to die and be cleared away. But sometimes, they do not. They stop dividing, but they refuse to die. Scientists call these senescent cells, sometimes nicknamed zombie cells. They release inflammatory signals that damage the healthy tissue around them. They accelerate aging, and they create conditions where cancer can develop. HMW-HA appears to suppress this entire process. It reduces inflammation, it prevents damaged cells from multiplying out of control, and it supports the tissue integrity that keeps organs healthy for longer. In the naked mole rat, this system runs at a level no other mammal has evolved. The University of Rochester team showed it can be switched on in mice. The question now is whether it can be switched on in humans without gene editing. Here is the drug update. And this is the part most science journalists have missed. Professor Andrei Seluanov, co-lead on the research, confirmed we have already identified molecules that slow down hyaluronan degradation and are testing them in preclinical trials. Preclinical trials, right now. The approach does not involve gene editing. It works by slowing down the enzymes that break long hyaluronic acid chains into shorter, less protective fragments, in effect, mimicking the naked mole rat's natural biological advantage through a drug. It took 10 years from the discovery of HMW-HA in the naked mole rat to showing it extends life in mice. Professor Gorbunova confirmed the next goal is humans. The drug candidates in preclinical testing today could be the most important pharmaceutical development of the next decade. Here is what the science tells us. A single gene in one of the world's most extraordinary animals produces a substance that suppresses cancer, reduces inflammation, and extends healthy lifespan. Scientists have successfully moved that gene into another mammal. The mice lived longer, developed fewer cancers, aged more slowly. Drug candidates that mimic this effect are already in preclinical testing. We are not at the stage where you can take a pill and add a decade to your life. But for the first time in history, we have proof that longevity mechanisms that evolved in one species can be successfully transferred to another. The naked mole rat spent 31 million years becoming biologically resistant to aging and cancer. Scientists just learned how to copy the mechanism. You are watching the early stages of one of the most important scientific stories of our lifetime. If this video helped you understand what is happening, hit subscribe. Every week we publish videos like this. Real peer-reviewed science, no hype, no clickbait. Just facts that could change how you think about your own health and your own future.